A human gave his blood to save a dying alien princess. Sparking in. Beginning. A Chan encounter in the stars. The galactic frontier was not where Corporal Ethan Hale expected to find himself. He had signed up for the Earth Expeditionary Corps for adventure, maybe a little glory, and definitely a paycheck to help his younger sister through medical school. Instead, he spent months drifting among uncharted systems, scanning lifeless rocks, and enduring the cold routines of long-haul space patrol. But everything changed when his ship, the Dauntless, intercepted a faint distress signal near the border of the Xylar Dominion. The transmission was fractured, heavy with static, but its urgency was unmistakable. Ethan was part of the small recon team, dispatched in a shuttle to track the source. What they found was not a wreckage or a derelict freighter, but a sleek, organic-looking vessel. A design unlike any Earth engineers had built. Its hull shimmered like liquid crystal, pulsing faintly as though alive, but badly damaged. "Readings are off the charts," said Lieutenant Garvey, scanning from the co-pilot's chair. "That's not Dominion tech. It's something older, rarer." The shuttle docked awkwardly with the alien craft, and a boarding team in exosuits breached its failing airlock. Inside, the corridors curved with flowing lines, more like arteries than metal. A faint glow illuminated the interior, but sections flickered and died like a candle in the wind. And there, deep within what looked like the command chamber, they found her. The alien figure was collapsed against control throne, slender, tall, with skin that glowed faintly violet beneath the blood staining her garments. Her eyes fluttered open, irises glowing silver, and she whispered in a tongue no translator could decipher. "She's alive," Ethan muttered, rushing forward. The medics tried stabilizing her, but their scan showed catastrophic internal failure. Whatever species she belonged to, her biology was shutting down. "She needs a transfusion," said the medic, shaking his head. "But we don't have her type, her genome. We don't even know her blood composition." Ethan watched her chest rise in shallow, failing breaths. Something inside him rebelled at the idea of leaving her to die. What if mine works? The medic blinked. "Yours? Hell, are you insane? Cross-species transfusion without compatibility checks is suicide. You could kill her or yourself." Ethan hesitated, then looked at the alien woman again. She met his gaze with those silver eyes, pleading though she could not form the words. "Do it," Ethan said. "Use mine." The medic argued, but time was running out. With no other option, they connected Ethan's vein to an improvised transfusion kit, filtering and feeding human blood into the alien princess. At first, nothing happened. Then, her chest rose deeper, stronger. The faint glow of her skin brightened, and her eyes snapped wide open with a gasp. The entire chamber seemed to pulse with renewed life. And in that moment, Ethan Hale unknowingly ignited a storm that would sweep across two civilizations. Middle, the spark of war and alliance. The alien was Princess Arinya of the Letherian Ascendancy, one of the most mysterious and advanced species in the quadrant. The Letherians rarely interacted with outsiders, their empire cloaked in secrecy, their fleets hidden behind nebulae. Few even believed they existed. Yet Ethan had not only seen one, he had saved her life. Arinya's recovery was swift but delicate. Her body had accepted Ethan's blood in a way even her healers could not understand. It bonded to her system, stabilizing her failing genetic matrix. For reasons beyond science, her survival was now linked to his biology. "You gave me part of your essence," she told Ethan through a translator weeks later, her voice musical yet tinged with command. "Among my people, that is no small act. By our law, such a bond is sacred. It cannot be broken." Ethan laughed nervously. "Sacred? I just did what anyone would do." But it was not so simple. Word of the princess's rescue spread quickly once the Ascendancy revealed themselves, sending emissaries to Earth's high command. What should have been a diplomatic miracle, a first contact through an act of compassion, soon became dangerously complicated, because not everyone wanted Princess Arinya alive. The Xylar Dominion, rivals of the Letherians, had long sought to undermine them. They considered Arinya's survival a threat to their expansion, and whispers spread that Ethan's blood had given her strange new resilience. The Dominion painted it as unnatural fusion, a corruption of species. Assassination attempts followed. Ambushes, sabotage, Ethan found himself constantly shadowing Arinya, first as an assigned guardian, then as something more. She was unlike anyone he'd ever met. Regal yet curious, hardened by duty yet quietly fascinated by humanity's contradictions. He showed her simple earth things, coffee, music, even bad jokes. She laughed for the first time in months when he taught her the absurdity of knock-knock jokes. And in return, she showed him the wonders of Letherian thought. How they sang to their starships to attune them, how they believed blood carried not only life but memory. She told him that his gift had not only saved her, but bound part of his lineage to hers. Ethan wasn't sure what to believe, but he couldn't deny the connection growing between them, one that went beyond blood. Then the war came. The Dominion launched strikes against border systems, claiming Earth's meddling had tipped the balance. Earth's fleets, unprepared for a full-scale interstellar conflict, had little choice but to ally with the Letherians. And at the center of it all stood Ethan and Arinya, symbols of the fragile union, the war and the burden of blood. Ethan had never wanted to be a hero, but everywhere he went, soldiers and citizens alike recognized him. The human who gave his blood to a princess. The story spread like wildfire, twisted and magnified until he was seen as some destined savior. Blood brother of the Ascendancy, they called him. But Ethan knew the truth. He was just a man who couldn't stand watching someone die. Still, his connection to Arinya became more than symbolic. Her healers discovered that during battles, when her life was threatened, Ethan often felt phantom pains where she was injured. Their bond was real, tangible, a bridge between species. When the Dominion unleashed bioweapons designed to cripple Letherians, it was Ethan's blood once again that held the key. Samples of his cells revealed hybrid resilience, and with Arinya's guidance, Earth scientists developed counterserums. His veins became both a weapon and a lifeline, but each transfusion drained him. Each time, he felt more hollow, more stretched between who he was and what he was becoming. Arinya noticed. "You cannot bear the galaxy's weight alone," she told him in private. "Even heroes bleed." "I'm no hero," Ethan muttered. "I'm just tired." She placed her hand over his. "Then let us carry it together." Their bond deepened, whispered about by soldiers and feared by politicians. Some claimed it was love. Others insisted it was an abomination. To Ethan, it was simply truth. Two lives bound by fate and choice. Ending. The final sacrifice and a new dawn. The war reached its climax at the Battle of Dernith's Vale, where Dominion fleets sought to breach the Ascendancy's core worlds. Earth's forces fought alongside Letherian armadas, but the Dominion's numbers were overwhelming. In the chaos, the Dominion flagship unleashed a weapon designed specifically for Arinya, an energy resonance that targeted her bloodline's genetic frequency. She collapsed mid-command, her body convulsing as a weapon toward her very cells. Ethan felt it instantly, a searing pain through his chest as if his own heart were unraveling. Without hesitation, he demanded to be connected to her again. "This could kill you," the healers warned. "If she dies, the Alliance dies," Ethan said, voice raw. "If the Alliance dies, we all die." As the fleets clashed outside, Ethan gave more than blood. He poured his life into her, tethering her existence to his in a final, desperate gamble. Arinya's body stabilized, her glow blazing brighter than ever before. She rose again, rallying her people, her voice echoing across comms. Inspired, the Allied fleets turned the tide, shattering the Dominion armada and forcing their surrender. But when the smoke cleared, Ethan lay pale and unmoving. His pulse was faint, his body depleted beyond safe limits. Arinya knelt beside him, tears shimmering in her silver eyes. "You gave me life, Ethan Hale. Now I give you mine." She placed her hand over his heart, singing an ancient Letherian rite. Energy flowed between them, her essence into his, just as his blood had once flowed into her. Slowly, painfully, he breathed again. When he opened his eyes, she was smiling through exhaustion. "Now we are bound forever." Epilogue. The war ended with an uneasy peace, but history recorded its spark not as weapons or treaties, but as blood shared between species. Ethan returned to Earth hailed as a hero, though he never grew comfortable with the title. Arinya became queen of the Letherian Ascendancy, guiding her people into a new era of alliance with humanity. And though politics and duty often pulled them apart, their bond remained unbroken. Across light years, they felt each other's heartbeat, a reminder of sacrifice, love, and the fragile thread that held civilizations together. For in the end, one human simple act of compassion had changed the course of the galaxy.